Thank you for joining me today. Before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to William Mills for commenting on my 552 disassembly video. He was the reason I made this video, and hope he gets to see it. This is another one of those things that I've had put away in my crawl space for about 3 years, and just now finally getting around to busting it out. So we'll get right into it. This is the 2004 edition of the Academy Plastic model SIG-Sauer licensed 552 Commando, the SG 552. This is a spring rifle, not the electric one. These are very hard to find anymore, although it appears that the European versions lasted almost a decade longer. Those had the War Inc. advertisements on them. That was at least 2010. I'm not sure when they discontinued this exactly, but those might still be around for you to buy. This one, if you can find me a link to these new in stock, I can't even think of something that would be a equivalent reward that I could give you. But so, nice cardboard box that has one of the carrying handles built into it. I love that. I love it to death and back. I love the shiny, showy cardboard boxes that Cybergun did. And then on the sides, it's all just more information in different languages, and then you got the instructions for use on the back. Nothing else to really show here. And then there's copyright date, 2004 right here, and then made in the Philippines, Academy Plastic model. One other thing to tell you about is that there is a $100 sticker from where, I don't know. It just says $99. So I'm just going to assume this was sold in 2004, 2005. That is a lot more money than $120 today, or $100 today would be. Obviously inflation has increased over time, but can you imagine spending like $150 plus shipping and tax on one of these today? I mean, yeah, brand new, but I wish we had that option. We don't really have any high quality spring rifles anymore, do we? Alright, I'm going to go over the advertised statistics real quick here. So spin up, which is just their it's a marketing phrase, a buzzword for having a hop up. Class 3, which means it's adjustable. Class 2 meaning that it's just there and you can't adjust it, and then Class 1 or no spin up would be it doesn't have a hop up. Velocity 276 with 0.12 gram BBs and 197 with 0.2 magazine capacity. It's a low cap with 60 rounds. And then this gun can expel metallic projectiles or spot markers such as 6mm paintballs through the force of air pressure. That's how old this thing is. They were still advertising these to be used with 6mm paintballs. Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and this isn't a complete package, but everything but the manual here, as far as I can tell, I've watched a couple unboxings, it is actually all here. As you can see, we have a awesome old style dejamming and loading rod. We have the magazine, and then the gun itself. Like I said, I think we are missing the manual. I'm going to go ahead and bust all this out for you now. And again, just lovely packaging from Academy. They've got this awesome marked, I think this is polystyrene, this material here, but one thing that makes me wonder a bit is what is this compartment here for? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we don't have a complete package here. Maybe that was just for sample BBs, but anyway, moving on. Okay, let me just take apart the... Yeah, there's nothing on the inside, just more cardboard. Oh yeah, this is polystyrene. It says so on the polystyrene liner. So we're done with the box for now. Here's our awesome vintage dejamming and loading rod. How you would work that is it's as dead simple as it comes. You just put this little tube here and there, and then you move the rod into the hole, and then it loads the pellets in. You force them down. I can show you that. What am I doing? One note about these magazines real quick is that, like the G36, you could actually clip these together side by side. 60 round magazine capacity, and there's actually dummy bullets on the inside. They don't look too real because the whole thing is tinted very dark. Realistic ammo markings on it. There's a little sticker on the side here that gives you instructions on how to load it. And there's a few other markings on here that I think might just be for the plastic molding. Anyway, this magazine appears to be in fully functioning condition. So now I can move on to the rifle. I'm not sure why I did it in that order, but here it is. And for a spring rifle, this is just fantastic. Fantastic finish, fantastic build materials. This is high quality, high impact plastic. And I've learned that word, high impact plastic, high impact ABS, isn't just a buzzword. There's actually many different types and grades of ABS plastic. The cheapest one being high flow, and then we have something a bit sturdier like the high impact plastic here. So folding stock, which I'm having just minor difficulty, just pulls apart and then throws into place. I'm not sure if I'm actually in focus. So, folding front sight, it's just a nice little blade here. Then there's actually a folding rear sight too. It's a peep sight, which can be adjusted. Oh, you know what? I don't think these have horizontal adjustment. But anyway, it's a full metal sight with elevation adjustment up and down with a screw. And then, okay, so the front sight adjusts for horizontal, and all you have to do is just push it to the left and right. It's solid, but at the same time, it actually holds in place pretty well. This isn't something that's going to bump out on you and get out of alignment. Plastic. We have one sling loop here, which I don't think is steel, although it looks steel. That's how high quality the finish is. Bayonet lug on the bottom. I don't know if that'll fit a real bayonet. I don't happen to have a Swiss bayonet on me. License markings. I don't know if these are exactly realistic. Got made in Philippines here, and then we have the full suite of SIG-Sauer markings here on the left side of the gun, the port side. This is a zinc alloy fire selector, which clicks into place nicely. You have safe and fire. It's not exactly realistic, but I'm not going to complain. Oh, it's actually ambidextrous. So it actually does move with the other side. So if you're lefty righty, you'll have really no issue operating this. Folding stock, adjusted via button, just like a G36. Sling loop in the back here. Wow, this buttstock pad might actually be specially texturized. It's actually rather soft. I think that might actually be rubber. Wow, I never noticed that. Upper and lower receiver are plastic. We have two metal sling points here. I don't think those are steel. And then you got your full suite rails here on the left and right. There is not one on the bottom, unfortunately. Plastic, metal trigger, all the insides here, like the trigger assembly and then the Sierra assembly, it's all metal. I've been inside one of these and very impressed with what I saw. Very impressed. Seeing if I'm missing just one more thing here. Oh, one thing I want to touch on before I start getting into loading and firing is that there are a ton of metal pins and then one plastic one that comprise disassembly of this gun, but then on the inside when you move in, there's your bog standard screw assembly. Everything's made of screws, but again, it's all really high quality stuff for a spring rifle that unfortunately I'm afraid we will probably never get to see ever again. And metal inner barrel, and this flash hider, which is very thick and sturdy by the way, is glued in place. There's nothing underneath it. Am I missing anything? Jesus Christ, this thing is that old? It says 1966 on it, next to the SIG-Sauer markings here. So, magazine. Oh, this is actually the broken one I've got. So this one has a damaged hop-up feeding port here. It's cracked. The seller didn't mention anything about that, and I was very disappointed. So moving on, for the rest of this demo, we're going to be using the other one I have, which is clear. So now you also get to see the clear version, which has no discoloration at all. Is in great shape. See? Although I am going to be just a little bit more gentle with it. And for some reason the front side on this one is fixed. I'm not sure why that is. It's all molded into the gun. Why would they do that? No sling point here. Well, this is kind of a downgrade, isn't it? Huh. Metal rear sight. Ambidextrous fire selector on this one too. Okay. Looking on the inside, you can see all the metal components used in the trigger and firing assembly. I did a disassembly video on this before, and you can go through and see exactly what parts are made of steel or metal, what parts are made of plastic. Okay, this one's got a good feeding port though. No, never mind. I've got a different one I can scavenge the feeding port from, but finally moving on. Magazine loads in just sort of like an AK magazine, where you put it in and then rock it in, and then it slides very, very smoothly into place with almost zero effort at all. This one does have the same trademarks, especially the 3 PSA marking on it, which only mostly the older and oldest Cybergun products came in. With the newer ones, I think like post 2005, 2006 did not come with those anymore. And then, I suppose I gotta load this up for you now, don't I? Oh no! This one actually is an Academy model. This is not a double eagle gun. I guess Academy willingly downgraded their own guns for the plastic version. That's interesting. Okay, so let's try out this pairing technique before we begin. So, loading it in. This does in fact seem to work, which is spectacular. I didn't think that was actually going to work, but so now I'm going to demonstrate loading it. So I have some period correct Toy Star. These are the soft air BBs. These are the clear green that we all know and hate. I love. These were sponsored by, recommended by Eric Gruffel, world champion IPSC. I very much doubt that he recommended these. If anything, he probably recommended them to be recycled and melted down. And then on top of that, we have some much nicer BBs. These are the Cybergun 620 BBs. These are .20 and apparently made in CEE, 3PSA.com. Special selection. I'm not sure what year this was made, but these are the earliest. Oh, this is very close to the one shown on the package. Very close. Oh wow. These are just a smaller container. These are the same ones. Wow. So we actually have one of the products shown in the box here. I didn't even... Oh, that was totally unintentional. Yeah, special selection. Special selection. Yeah, that's got the same model number on it. Wow. Interesting. So, we're going to skip out on the .12s and see what this thing can really do with the .20s. Possibly might even be able to hand up to .25, especially considering the... How do you adjust the hop-up on this? I can't believe I haven't noticed that yet. Is it on the instructions? No. There is no adjustable hop-up on here. Definitely is a hop-up, because I've fired one of these before, and the pellets do curve up, even with .20s. But it appears I was incorrect. There's no adjustable hop-up. So that's actually pretty saddening. Sorry about that, you guys. Although, considering the power, maybe I can lob those .20s a bit more effectively than we might be able to be pessimistic about. So, okay. Finally, we're going to move on to loading. Alright, so, get our... I'm so glad you guys can't see this. The loading stick landed in a rather compromising position. I wish a similarly shaped appendage was about that long. Unfortunately, it's not. Alright, so we're going to force in... You know what, this magazine lip is busted too, I just noticed that. We're going to go ahead and... We don't have to force it in, I guess. Just kind of position it on top. And then we would put the pellets in. And I'm going to skip ahead and just load this thing up as much as I can. How many does this thing hold? I'm not even... This might actually be able to load a full magazine of 60 rounds. I am dropping so many. I'm so sorry. Let's get a few of those out of my bed, that way I don't find myself laying on them in a very uncomfortable way in the middle of the night. This might be 60 rounds, you guys. I mean, looking really good so far, so here we are, full tube. And then I'm afraid that I won't be able to start loading it on camera, but get in here and there we go. Alright, so now that I've remotely stabilized it, very smooth feeding, as you can see. Just kind of hard to do without supporting it on the surface. Ah! What's going on here? That's like a high cap. Jeez, Louise. Ah! No. Stop. Okay, I'm going to try moving the... Thought that was going to come flying out at us, so I'm not sure how many that was. But let's try topping it off with just a few more pellets here. And they're just falling out now. God. So I have to hold this loading tool up to the magazine lip. I think this is supposed to be used in combination with like a nozzle pellet bottle or a speed loader. Assuming they were available at the time. I'm not sure if that device had been plagiarized from Tokyo Marui as of 2004. I would be surprised if they did. Alright, let's see if that... I filled it up about halfway. You know what, that was just barely enough to top off a magazine. I can't get any more in there, as you can see. They'll just start jamming up, but yeah, that was just barely not enough. Very impressive. Very impressive length. So, here we go. Let's see how many it drops out. What is that, 3? That's not bad. This is shaped like a regular AEG hop-up, so that's just to be expected. But they feed up. Let's see how this gun chronographs with .20s. Priming this gun is done with this metal cocking handle on the right side of the gun. Although the bolt itself, the bolt moves, but the metal cocking handle is attached to a plastic surface. So let me go ahead and show you guys that now. Nope, we can't fold the stock with the double magazines. Okay. It goes. Guillotine. Well, you know, one other thing I noticed real quick here is that the top rail on this one's plastic, and then the top rail on the colored version is actually metal. And so, no, the rail sections are plastic here. So the only thing that really got that upgrade was the top rail. Alright, moving on. I have here with me the Dragon. This was the Swiss Arms chronograph. That's what we're going to be using. I wish I had a second chronograph just to second guess the readings on this one. Okay, firing now. Also demoing the firing sound. Make sure I have it set correctly. Oh, and it's on safe. Akiba moment. 209. And just a terrifically smooth trigger. Even on the clear one. 200. And the cocking lever is not hard to pull at all. 196. And 203. So shooting plus or minus 20 FPS with .20s. That's a chronograph. Alright, so this is cooling just a little bit higher than the box states. If the hop-up were adjustable, though, the more hop-up you put into the rounds, the just slightly lower the FPS is decreased, and then as you turn it down, the FPS increases. I found that out the hard way with a Cybergun F1 FAMAS, which was shooting about 150 for some reason, with the hop-up all the way on. That was very confusing for all of us at first. Alright, so let's demo. Hopefully I don't fucking bust my wall here on accident. Trigger is terrific, actually. And I'm not seeing any of the shots curving off in a rather not working sort of way. I'm sure they are curving. Very hard to find the sight on this gun since the front is clear. It blends in with my Hello Kitty backpack quite well. and then I will demonstrate to you up close. Okay. Hopefully you can see the trigger, but it is a very smooth pull, fairly light, actually really light for a spring rifle. And unfortunately I do not have the means to do a reasonable shooting test, although, I mean, considering the fact that you can put an optic on top, and then the fact that the sights are adjustable on the clear version, unfortunately windage is not adjustable on this one at all. Without a doubt I can say this passes the 60 feet test. In fact, I'd say it probably could do effectively 90 feet, at which point you start running into the issue of it just being a spring rifle and not having terrific firepower. But for a plinker, this could be just hours of fun, even with just the iron sights, or like a really cheap Devil Eagle red dot sight. It's like the $10 one. That was another Swiss Arms product that they rebranded. So this is one of my favorite spring rifles ever made. The early Cybergun products like Toy Star, Academy, and even the Double Eagle models were just fantastic, in my opinion. And it just blows that they don't make them like these anymore at all. I think the closest thing we've got is just this basic sniper rifles, but those are roughly in the $90 to $120 range. But for a spring rifle in the ouch, my feet are falling asleep, combat rifle form factor, these take the cake. So this is my review on the Academy plastic model SIG-Sauer 5.52 rifles in spring, and I am really happy that I bought these when I had no money at all. I do not regret these one bit. These are just really cool, awesome springers. Definitely some of the best I've ever used, and my collection is vast, and these are definitely probably in the top 5. Absolutely. If I discover any more information about these, I'll put it in the description, but thank you for watching. And if you guys want to know anything else about this gun, these models, I'm standing by to provide further information as best as I can. I'll have a lot of fun looking at more information about these, so you can expect probably an instantaneous response. I've covered just about everything I can think of about these, and Sir William mentioned that these are still available to purchase in Europe, so hopefully he'll be able to come up with, which would be fantastically appreciated, or maybe I could find some of these in stock myself. The newer ones, they won't be the 2004 edition. So, thank you for watching. This is really awkward. Here, this is just a little bit better. I wonder if these came with a sling. Goodbye.